Hey, what's up, Crossroads? Can't wait to hear you guys. I'm really excited. Ava's pretty excited. And I thought I would show you guys one way you can play the guitars and really don't care. And then when you throw the keyboard on top of this, it's going to be really cool sounding. Anyway, I'm going to start out by showing you both parts. I'm just going to play both parts. I'm going to play them at full speed, and then I'll play through the first two choruses. And then after that, I'll break down each guitar part really slow for you, and hopefully it'll be clear and you'll understand it, and you guys can knock this one out of the park. All right, here it goes. All right, so you heard how the parts sound together. I'm going to break them down and show you each one now. So for the first part, the rhythm is a little tricky to get. Might take a little bit of practice. Let me kind of show you the first guitar part, and I'll break down how I pick the rhythm. And you may find a better way to do it for you, but I'll show you how I do it. So it's the 3rd fret on the E string, which is the G, to the C, which is the 3rd fret on the A string. And it goes like this. I'm gonna do it slowly, and I'm gonna give you kind of these little 8th notes in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me show you my picking hand, how I do it. If I go really slow, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up and down. And, you know, a good way to practice it is to do all this stuff. And that might help you get it more evenly. Like put all those clicks in between. And then when you get better, you can get rid of all that noise in between. Okay, so that's the rhythmic part, and that's the hardest thing. And both guitars do that rhythmic part in the throughout the verse. So here's the first part. It's slightly different when the drums aren't in. So when the drums aren't in, at the beginning of the song, it goes like this. And And then it's the same rhythm, and it goes up to the 7th fret on the A string, down to the 5th fret. So, and then to the 3rd fret. Okay. The pattern changes slightly when the drums come in. And, you know, if you want to play it the same way every time without making this little tiny change, that's fine too. But here's what it does when the drums come in. So I'm adding a note. Instead, I'm going on the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. Okay, and then when it goes to the E, and then the C, and notice that you want to keep the notes kind of tight. You don't want to let it ring. So instead of, you don't want to do that. So try and choke the notes. Okay, the second guitar part is the same rhythm. It's going to start up here on the 7th fret of the E string. It's basically playing a third up. So it starts on the 7th fret of the E string, then the 7th fret of the A string, and the 5th fret of the A string. And the pattern goes like this. And then it goes up to the 10th fret. It's going to go from the 10th to the 9th. And then to the 7th to the 5th. Okay, so that's the verse. What I'm calling the pre-chorus is really the chorus just without the drums. And the important thing I think for this is that you play it kind of quieter than you're going to play the chorus. And the other thing that I think sounds cool is if you kind of really mute, you're going to chunk away, but if you kind of mute the strings. I don't know if you've ever wrapped a sock kind of right around the 1st fret of your guitar. It's really cool. Bass players do it all the time. And it gives you this kind of muted sound. Instead of that, kind of partially mutes it. It sounds really cool. So, you know, you want to go for a sound that's kind of like that. The first guitar part, the whole thing's going to be on the E string and the A string, just 2 strings. That's the first chord. So open E, 2nd fret on the A string, and then 2nd fret on the E string and the 5th fret on the A string, and then just slide this up so your 3rd fret, 5th fret. And this is how I play it. And don't hit the strings too hard. You don't want it to distort too much because you want to build up to the chorus. So kind of like this. Okay, so there I just did it a little bit differently. That was the first chord, and then here on the 5th fret on the A string and the 7th fret on the D string. and then 3rd fret on the E string and 5th fret on the A string. Okay, the second guitar is going to also play muted and kind of, you know, don't hit the strings too hard. And you're going to play your part on the A string and the D string. So the first chord is going to be the 7th fret of the E string and the 5th fret of the D string. And then slide that up 2 frets, so you're the 9th fret and the 7th fret. And then slightly different shape. Here you're going to go 10th fret on the A string and 9th fret on the D string. So your part sounds like this. Okay, so there I did it slightly differently. The first chord's the same, 7th fret and 5th fret. And then 5th fret on the A string and 7th fret on the D string. And then 5th fret on both. 5th fret on the A, 5th fret on the D. Okay, now the chorus. This is full on, open it up, hit the strings as hard as you can, let them ring. But keep, again, we're only playing 2 notes at a time, so don't let all your strings ring. So for the first guitar, it's going to be power chords, the old-fashioned way. Just 2 notes, which I think technically means they're not even chords. But anyway, you're going to go like this. Okay, so what are those chords? 7th fret, 9th fret, 7th fret on the A string, 9th fret on the D, slide it down 2, 5th fret and 7th fret, and then jump up to the E string, 3rd fret, and A string, 5th fret. And here I actually will cheat and add a 3rd note, which is the 5th fret on the D string, so it makes it a little fatter. And I like to, because I'm going to go there, I like to use my pinky, but you can use whatever you want. So those are the chords. All right, second guitar, again, wide open, 2 strings. It's going to be the same as you played in the pre-chorus. So you're on the A string and the D string, 7th fret of the A, 5th fret of the D, slide it up to the 9th and the 7th, and then slide up to the 10th and the 9th, and just open it wide up. So for the very end, I think both guitars could do the same thing, make it really fat and cool sounding. So the second guitar is going to join the first guitar and do that power chord thing. So that's it. I hope that's clear. And if you guys have any questions and you can't work it out at rehearsal, you want to reach out to me, just shoot me an email or give me a call. And you guys are going to rock this one. I know it. Looking forward to it.